Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Monday, March 25th, 2024 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi, and our energy mantra for today is I am created to connect and synergize with the cosmos. And happy Eclipse Day. Here we are today at midnight Pacific time, 3 a.m. Eastern time. We have our full moon and lunar eclipse. Now this is a very partial lunar eclipse. It's just a little snippet of the moon that's getting cut off, but it's important. It's never, size doesn't matter when it comes to astrology. Pluto will tell you that. Any conscious Pluto transit will tell you that size does not matter in astrology. It's just a little snippet of the moon that will get a little shadow on it. And yet, it is prepping us for a very powerful eclipse, our next eclipse, and some really potent lessons in relationship. I have been getting just downloads around lessons in relationship, and I love our energy mantra. As I was preparing, I've been preparing all day. I literally just been listening all day. The word synergy suddenly came through, and I looked it up because you know what synergy means, but I'm like, I want to know. And I love this. The combined power of a group of things when they are working together that is greater than the total power achieved by each working separately. We are here to synergize. And like it or not, you are here in relationship with every being in the cosmos, specifically our collective earth beings. And, in this day and age, we have things like we'll block them, we'll ghost them, we'll just stop talking to them because that's something that sometimes just happens in relationships. And yet, there's a web of life that connects us all. It's so weird. When you have those dreams of people out of nowhere from your high school or somebody, acquaintance, or somebody like George Clooney. Let me be fair. I am not a George Clooney stan. I think he's beautiful. He's not my, fawn over person. I was dancing with him in my dreams last night. He wasn't that great of a dancer either. But he showed up in my dreams. I knew that was meant for something. There you go. Now I finally know what my George Clooney dream meant. We have connections. Sometimes known and sometimes unknown to everything. And we are meant to connect to and relate to in one way or another. Everything, every animal, rock, plant, human, alien, that is in our essence. And this to me is the essence of this eclipse, is a reminder of this. Now, this eclipse is happening at 5 degrees Libra. 5 is a degree that represents change, but it also represents connection and cooperation and synergy. And so our call to change is in recognizing where can we connect? Where do we need to release grudges? Where can we practice forgiveness? More for ourselves and our own peace of mind than anything else. But because these connections are still there, and sometimes when we're carrying that grudge, and sometimes when we can't forgive, they rub us raw and they cause consequences. All of these energies are synergizing. They are all working together, whether we are consciously connecting and doing it or not. This is a call to consciousness. This is a call to change. This is a call to evolution in these energies, in relationships on this planet. Recognize whether somebody seems to be actively acting against you or not. We are all working together, truly, in some cosmic unfolding. Wouldn't peace be nice? I think peace comes the more we can understand these connections and heal these connections and find balance in the world and through these connections. So let's look deeper into these eclipses. One thing that's come up, speaking of relationships, so my dad passed after the last time we had eclipses, like in Aries and Libra, not the last few years. Back in 2015, we had some of these eclipse patterns. He's been showing up in spirit for my whole family, me included. Seriously, relationships with all of the cosmos, even those on the other side. So we may find some interesting repeating patterns that are meant to help us understand deeper layers of ourselves. That's a big part of these eclipses together as well. This next eclipse is coming on April 8th. It is potent, it is fiery, and it's meant to help us heal. We can come to understand ourselves in and through our interactions and connections, and even our synergy with others, good and bad, favorable and challenging. My teacher, Kufu, used to say, when somebody got out of a relationship, she was like, don't worry, they'll be back. And he didn't mean exactly the same relationship, but a repeat of the lessons. Until you understand that lesson between you and somebody, you will get repeating layers of it. The universe is so good at that, right? Our relationships are our biggest teachers. And if we really want to make a change, if we can look honestly at the relationships in our life and what they are reflecting for us, we can hopefully help evolve and shift ourselves. I mentioned in the last scope the Sabian symbol, person, revealing to students the foundation of inner knowledge upon which a new world could be built. I think the foundation is recognizing it. We're all in this together. It doesn't matter your alleged status. We are all in this together. What I love in the keynotes was the phrase, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And my note on that keynote is that the teacher's always there. The teacher is always there. The teacher is your partner. The teacher is your child. The teacher is your pet. The teacher is the rock that tripped you. The teacher is the person that cut you off in traffic. The teacher is your coworker who drives you crazy. The crazy makers in your life. The love makers in your life. The people who compassionately can understand you. The people who make you laugh. All of these, your plant, your difficult plant. Petting my difficult plant right here. All of these things are the teacher. The teacher is always here and waiting. Are you willing to pay attention? Everything's always helping us move into change. Now it's interesting because the last connection that the moon makes, I'm like, it's not that date. The last connection that the moon makes before this eclipse is with Pluto. And so there is a call to transformation. There is a call to empowerment. And again, I think forgiveness for our own sake, to help release the rubs that we're carrying, is one of the most powerful things that we can do. Releases the tension on the cords that are there. And you can cut cords. Cutting cords happens, whatever. There's still an innate cosmic connection to everything. It doesn't mean they're meant to be physically in your life, but there is a cosmic connection to everything. I also looked ahead at what the Sabian symbol is moving ahead. A man watches his ideals taking concrete form before his inner vision. The need to imagine, to daydream, to visualize, that's part of the change. I think that's part of the change of dancing with the cosmos, recognizing that your daydreams, your thoughts, your visualizations mean something. And it's not about meaning control. It's a co-creation. It's a cooperation. It's a synergy, again, with the creation energy of the universe. I also looked at the Sabian symbol for 5 degrees Aries, which is where the sun is. And it's a triangle with wings. And it means self-transmutation, working on the new self. So again, there's the song, Man in the Mirror. I'm going to make a change. What are you called to release? The song Put Down What You're Carrying has been playing in my head by Trevor Hall. What do you need to put down? Now, this is interesting in relationship to relationships. When I was shuffling the cards to pull cards for this eclipse, this one came flying out. And I was like, all right. This is usually my take your monkey out for a walk. You see that monkey? Needs a walk. But I also saw this in a different way. I saw how this person is carrying so much extra. Few extra limbs in here, definitely too many candles, too much. What are you carrying for another? We are meant to work together, but we are not meant to carry everyone's burdens. And I think a lot of you who resonate with me, a lot of empaths can tend to do that. Now I posted for Sunday the scope, and it was a card from the Isis Oracle, and it talked about that. Needing to know when you're carrying other energies. I think this happens often, and I think as we evolve, the need for energetic cleansing comes more and more. So this card, the universe was like, mention this. This is important. I cut a few other cards that also came out. Relationship. Literally everything is relationship. You sitting your butt on a chair is relationship. You watching a show is relating to somebody's vision. You eating is a relationship. You drinking is a relationship. Everything is relationship. How can we add a little love to these relationships? How can we bring in a little bit more love and connection and understanding? I think it's going to take a little time because I do have the fighting card. Now, the fighting card is also a card of the mind, and all of this has to do with what we think about it. Everything, again, in the relating. What is your relating to what you are relating to? Jesus, this is ridiculous. This is how my mind works. So, this is something to pay attention to, especially, I always say that the eclipse corridor, the time between the eclipses, is the most intense. This one's going to have a Mercury retrograde in it. It's not going to be shy. We're going to have Jupiter and Uranus building connection or to a conjunction in Uranus. The astro is not going to be shy. So watch yourself. Patience is going to be necessary. I would say that patience is not an Aries trait. Luckily, we have Pisces energy, Mars in Pisces, Venus in Pisces. It's hopefully going to flow us more smoothly. But they're still karmic. So where can you relate to patience in and through these energies? 2 more cards that I have. Creativity. The creativity card is the Empress. So it's where you need to mother yourself, nurture yourself, apply creativity to irksome situations, these challenges, the relatable energies that are making you crazy. The crazy makers. We all have them. We all have them. What is the crazy maker teaching you about yourself? And finally, letting go. Again, where can you put down the rubs? Where can you practice the forgiveness? What do you need to put down? Where can you put down what you are carrying? To echo Trevor Hall's song, put down what you are carrying. This is an emotional card. This is a full moon. Even though it's in Libra, those energies may come up. Now, something I didn't mention for the day because I had so much to say. The moon is going to join up with the South Node later in the day, and it may bring up some old repeating karmic patterns of relationship. That's also something to note. This is a call to change. Now, eclipses last. It's not just a wham bam, here it is. They bring downloads. You're going to have new understanding about relationships, new understanding about balance, new understanding about connections. And some people say it lasts 6 months. Some people say it lasts a year. I really do see these eclipses seem to have a 2-year extension. So just know this call to changing, relating is ongoing. So I'm going to leave that here for today. Happy eclipsing. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com for that. And the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power. And remember who you are, for you are the solution. Namaste.